I'm in Haikou, capital of Hainan province, home to China's most famous tropical island. For centuries, Haikou has been shaped by ocean trade, and its cuisine showcases the best of the island's bounty. This is Coconut City, where not only can you drink and eat coconuts to your heart's delight, you'll also find them in everything from chicken hot pot to rice and, of course, dessert. So, chop chop, let's get Foodwise. Oh, I can't believe I'm here for work. So Hainan Island is one of China's most southerly points. It's also one of this country's hottest holiday destinations. Now, the city of Haikou has been around for about 1,000 years. It was an important nexus on the maritime Silk Road, and these days it's being developed as a free trade port, hoping to attract global business and talent, like my Ecuadorian architect friend who's going to be showing me around this city. Hey!
Hey!
How you doing? Oh, is that for us?
Yes,
oh,
this is mine.
Lovely, thank you very much. Yes, I've been seeing these coconuts just absolutely everywhere. This is super heavy. This coconut is massive.
Yeah, there's a lot to drink. You know, like Haikou is called Coconut City, but actually they're not native to Hainan. There weren't always coconuts here. Coconut, because it has a seed and all its protective layers, helped it float from Southeast Asia to Hainan. They can manage because all of these thick layers protect them from rotting at sea. As it stays such a long time there in the sea, it starts sprouting already. And yeah, arriving here with such a nice climate, it was ready to sprout.
I mean, that makes sense. No wonder there's so much water inside the coconut. It's like self-sustaining there. That's really cool. What do we do once we're done with the coconut?
We can cut them open and go for the meat. Here you
Wow,
go.
thank you. Oh, it was crunchy.
Yeah, I think it also changes with the age of the coconut. Definitely you can add it to other kind of meals.
Okay, so we're gonna go try out some coconut dishes in Haikou.
Yeah, it's a coconut city after all.
Right, right. Now I feel like I'm on vacation. Like the palm trees and the paragliders.
Right.
Oh man.
And some food.
Wow, look at this
I hope
service.
you like hot pot.
Oh, are we drinking more coconuts? 哦，是有倒的里面。
对，椰子肉。
Oh, it's like he's
That
using an ice cream
too.
scoop. Oh, wow.
So here's
你好
the，
这
chicken.
是文昌鸡啊，
然后上面是有椰肉，还有
椰肉
是莲子。
也是马蹄。这个是海南的沙姜，这个是小米辣，这个是黄姜。
That's the famous yellow lantern chili.
铁条的酱油，这个就是我们海南的小青柠。
哦，
因为我们海南餐桌上是没有醋的啊，这个就是代表田园醋，啊，酸的啊。
So he was talking about this before.
Yes.
It's spicy.
It's the spiciest chili in all of China.
It's good. Spicy.
I give it a try.
You go. Grab
Kind
it.
of spicy.
It is. It is. It's still there.
It's also like savory, kind of salty.
Mhm.
时间已经够了
哦太好了
可以吃了啊。
Let's see, let's see. Wow, nice. Soup. Oh, there's actually like a thin film of oil on top. Let's give this a go. Oh, that's
Tastes it.
good. That's really good.
What tastes the most, the chicken or the coconut?
It's a mixture. Coconut taste is very prominent, but you can also get taste of
Chicken soup.
chicken.
Chicken soup?
It's there. It's kind of there in the background.
To me, it's not in the background. To me, it's in the foreground.
Oh, okay. Mmm. Oh, it's really good with the dip. It's fantastic with the dip. Oh, wow. I really like that sort of, the sourness cuts through the sweetness of the coconut, and then the chicken's very tender as well.
It's the first Hainanese thing that people recognize.
Right.
The hot pot.
Right.
Because you find it all over China.
Oh, this is actually kind of addictive now. Got like the numbing from the chili.
啊，你好，
Wow, it looks like sliced hard-boiled eggs. 这个是什么东西啊？
我们自酿的椰子饭，它首先是用老椰取水，然后用那个糯米泡一晚上，泡一晚上之后加点椰糖之类的东西，然后再酿到整4个小时左右。
就是椰子跟糯米一起蒸，
一起蒸，
那等于椰子就变成器皿。
对，
这太有意思了。
椰子肉跟糯米是一起可以吃的。
Nothing like a hard-boiled egg in taste. Like the more you chew the coconut, it has that sort of sweet aftertaste. Oh, roast coconut. Feels like it's a little bit more fermented. Like the sourness is kind of brought out a little bit more. Like a coconut jelly.
I like this texture a lot. Looks like tofu.
Okay. Oh, that is good. It's like solidified coconut milk. In like a really nice jelly form.
I think that would be the sweetest one because you have mango.
Yeah, and you've got osmanthus on it.
Very rich.
Oh.
The mango. That kicks in.
No, it's great. It's like, it's slippery, it's rich. Here with the crunchy coconut flesh, that's like a more mature, a riper coconut because the water gets sucked in by the flesh, dries out a little bit. Whereas I guess this is a more tender coconut flesh. Did you ever imagine that after Ecuador you'd be living like this?
Definitely not. It's easier to compare Hainan or Haikou to where it comes from than Beijing or Shanghai where
Yeah,
I've
because
been.
you've been in China for a long time.
Europe, North America, Middle East, yeah. It's all very different. So this one is the closest, I would say, because of the weather, also the size of the city, it's not that big. It's easier for me to relate, I guess.
I guess you have to go as far as possible to realize you're homesick. Oh.
Oh, it's like that.
You know, I really like these, what are they called? The covered archways?
Oh, portico, actually.
Porticos, yeah.
Yes.
It's really good for tropical weather, especially with these places as well. Like it all cools you down, right? This protects you from the sun and the rain, I
Right,
suppose.
these porticos are made for that, to protect people. It is a very in-between space for indoors and outdoors. It's great.
Right. That's such architect speak. You can't quite tell what the influences are. I mean, on the decorations up there, it's the Chinese old
see
ancient
that.
coin, but then it also looks kind of colonial at the same time, the architecture. The reason why you see this architecture here is because Chinese businessmen went to Southeast Asia and then, struck it rich and came back and,
And are striking it rich here.
yeah, well, built up their house to show off how much money they had.
You can't really see it in the width, but you would definitely see it the depth.
There's a lot going on inside. You can't have one silo building by itself with the covered arch and nobody else has it, because then it would just
No.
be weird.
Yes.
So it has to be like a
series.
A series of things.
Right.
Ah, this is the dessert place.
Right? More coconut.
Nice. Wow. There's so many different kinds. Okay, so which one do you recommend?
椰奶进不了
Okay. Well, what are you going to get? You get a
the one underneath.
Oh, really? No, it literally says coconut chicken poo vine or like rat out of. 那我们就一个椰奶清补凉，一个椰奶鸡屎糖吧。
椰奶清补凉，椰奶芝士糖，
然后就
中红的那个。
哦，好好。It's like poker chips. 然后，哎，
你好.
This is mine, is it?
Yes, it is.
Got a ton of stuff in there. There's dates, peanuts,
There's tapioca there. Also.
and green beans. Wow.
Also red bean. Is that the big
Yeah,
one?
that's red bean. And what's this? It looks like macaroni.
Tapioca and sweet potato powder.
Oh, that's the coconut milk. Nice. Oh, that looks amazing. 好嘞，多
那
谢。
个椰奶鸡屎藤一会儿给你们上啊。
哦，好好，谢谢。
Go ahead.
Oh, that is delicious. That is amazing.
I'm glad you liked it.
Because it's interesting, like in China and also in Southeast Asia, you have this kind of dessert, this coconut milk with stuff. And it's not commonly thought of as a dessert in the West, because, you think of a dessert, you think of like a cupcake or a cake or something. But maybe not with peanuts
Or beans.
and beans and stuff. There we go, that's your, it looks the same.
No, it's not.
Oh, you do have these floating thingies. So this is
Can't
the...
say no.
Chicken poo.
Yes, because that's what it looks like. Of course, it's not. That's what it is.
I've seen chicken poo. It doesn't look like this. What's in this then?
Bantan and glutinous rice.
Rattan.
Yes. Which
Okay.
has the benefit to increase your appetite, fights indigestion, and also cools you down with all the coconut.
It's no wonder they sell it everywhere. You like always see people eating this on the street. It's so good.
Good taste. We grew up eating this.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
typical Hainan food.
Wow.
是的，我们海南人喝这个清补凉啊，它具有这个清热解暑，但是它又还有一个午后的一个小点心的这种作用。
OK
海南的天气很热嘛
OK
所以它在清热解暑的同时，我们还能够有一点点饱腹的感觉，会更好一点，相当于一个小点心。
这是本地人喝的。
本地人喝的，对。
Check it out. This area, there was water. Do you see over there? It says 水巷口.
Okay.
So it used to be a dock.
This was a dock.
Yes.
And the buildings were here. So you kind of have like a Venice sort of situation. So you just drive a boat right up to your house. That's awesome.
You could.
Oh, this space is happening. Wow. This is a really good spot that you brought me to. 哎，你好。好嘞，谢谢。
这个是我们来的这个地标性美食辣汤饭，
辣汤饭。
必须要尝尝哦。
好的，好的，好的，多谢。What is in here? Oh, that's lots of offal.
Is it hot?
Oh.
Hot
Okay.
as in temperature.
So in temperature, and also I understand the spiciness. It's not like chili spiciness, but it's white pepper. There's a ton of white pepper in there.
You're
That's
right. A
yeah.
lot. I think it's very subtle, like very elegant.
It's a nice kick. It says pork offal. That looks like that's probably lamb. And this is
It's sea duck egg.
what?
The ducks that were swimming at sea.
Is that even a thing?
It is
Sea
here.
ducks.
The workers that were there,
Dock workers.
exactly, they ate this dish to help them with their appetite loss
Okay.
and also with the dampness.
Because you're gonna sweat from this. Right? It helps get rid of the damp by just making you sweat tons. Offal is always offcuts. So it's the cheap bits that blue collar workers back in the days would buy it because, you know,
It's affordable, yeah.
Right, it's affordable.
Affordable.
，Tommy,
Yes.
long time no see. I didn't know Chloe invited you.
Florencia,
Hi.
good to see you.
How's it going? Good to
Hey,
see you
good.
again.
Welcome
Oh.
to Haikou.
I thought you were going in for the kiss then. That scared me.
你伤的没?
What is this? What you bring us?
Okay, so these are some local Hainan specials, some local tropical fruits here, but with a twist. So these mangoes aren't really ripe yet. So
No, they don't look right, do they?
no, they don't. You know, to get some more flavor out of them,
Yeah.
right? The texture, we dip them in some salt and a little bit of a spice.
Oh. Oh, it's very, oh, that is very spicy.
It goes well with the old salty water.
Oh no, yeah, that's great.
Right, it's a good combination. If you're just dipping this all day without something to wash it down,
Oh yeah.
then
I mean, why do they like putting it in salt and chili?
well, I think with a lot of places it has to do with the climate, right? So it's super hot here, and eating the fruit in this manner helps also with increasing the appetite and dealing with the hot weather. So
Right. And I guess if you're sweating a lot, you're losing a lot of salt too. So. 您好，这有人做吗？咱们这儿吃粉是早上才吃吗？还是？
海南人吃粉是从小吃到老，从早吃到晚。
啊，但是咱们这边是好像不太一样，咱们喜欢是吃干的粉。
其实海南人吃粉它有汤的，它有腌的。今天我们吃的这个是腌的，然后那个有花生，这个花生是比较讲究的，它花生必须得要很脆感。
对，这个口感很好。Oh, there is a lot of stuff in here. Got to mix it properly though. There's meat, there's bean sprouts, there's some kind of preserved vegetables, peanuts. Let's give it a go. Oh, it looks very heavy, but it's surprisingly light. Got a nice little sour bite to it, tanginess, and the meat is sweet. That's interesting. I can dig it. And this is what, just 11 yuan? That's like $2. Very, very good portion.
I'm so sorry I'm late. I'm so sorry I'm late. Good morning. I can't believe you found this place on your own.
Well, I mean, I saw that there were a lot of people here, so I just, you know, followed my eyes and nose.
That's the way to do it. 老朋友啊，火加不啊？
我加
加面啊？
加温，加辣椒了没有？加。
他已经在海口待了很久，他就是海南人了，基本。
对，但是海南人不是这么吃粉的，海南人会坐下来慢悠悠的吃圆粉。
I could eat this every morning. Oh, that was good. Hit the spot.
You seriously wolfed that down.
You ready? 加把了，
拜拜。
好，
回来啊，
下回见。
拜拜。
To find a lot of the really authentic local eating spots, you have to get out in these alleyways.
It looks like these are just people's houses.
Basically, yeah, that's what I love about these old buildings. Downstairs on the first floor, they'll run their shops or their, you know, laba cha, old dad teas, or their little restaurants, and then they actually live upstairs.
Oh, no way. Oh, this place is super lively.
So this is the East Gate Market. Anything that Hainan has to offer, you can pretty much buy it here.
Right, I can smell the seafood. Like, as soon as we got here, it was just so aromatic, if you can put it that way.
Robust.
Hey.
So what do you think? Is it lively enough for you?
Yes, I think that's a very good descriptor.
Keeps you on your toes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's like the clackers, clack, clack, clack,
Yeah.
clack. Oh, Jesus! Oh, what is that? Are those like...
Oh, these are awesome. These are really fun to catch.
Oh my God.
So you go out on low tide and you'll see little holes in the sand.
Okay.
You put some salt in there and the somehow the salt just makes them poke their head out and you just grab them. Just pluck them out one by one.
No way. Like goon worms.
Yeah, exactly like goon worms.
Oh, you have literal worms.
We got worms. 阿妹，只冇用海南话打做工啊。
这个是沙虫，沙里面的。
Worms. Sandworms.
肯定是要把它里边的。
哎，它里面那肠子、那沙子，
哦，沙子要弄出来。
哎，
这个怎么吃啊？
这个拿来白酒，拿来搞汤，拿来蒜蓉蒸都可以。
You know, the seafood here is all very fresh, very delicious, but for the freshest, most tastiest seafood, we gotta hit the mangroves. You up for it?
Yeah, yeah, I'd love to.
Do it. We got bananas, papayas, some guavas. Yeah, that's some good stuff. I don't know what that is.
Oh, look at this view. Love it. Gotta be honest, I've never actually seen mangroves. Because it's crazy because regular trees obviously would not be able to grow in seawater, but here, it's not proper seawater as well, is it? This is like a river.
That's right. There's a river that flows out when the tide comes up. The ocean water moves in, and then you get that kind of mixture of salt water and fresh water. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, they're a great buffer against storm surges. You know, and we're prone to have typhoons here in Hainan, so they're so amazing and useful for the island here and for the environment. You know, the ecosystem they provide.
Yeah. There's all sorts of little like critters growing.
All sorts of fish species come into the mangroves to hatch their young, to spawn. On top of that, all kinds of like crustaceans, crusty little guys live in there. Oh wow!
Wow.
谢谢.
谢谢.
Eel.
This looks a bit different to regular eel. I don't know, it tastes like regular eel. The flesh is tighter.
It's not as crunchy either, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like regular eel sometimes can feel a bit gelatinous. But this is closer to fish, like the flakiness as opposed to your sea eels.
This is a little bit crispier, a little bit crunchier.
These get a better workout.
Yeah, you're in for a real treat today because these are actually very difficult to find. First you have to wait for the tide to go out, and then you have to go and find their little burrow, their little hole in the ground, and then you got to dig them out.
Wow.
You can't raise these. These are just wild.
So you got to get really hands-on.
Yeah, definitely. You don't scare easy, do you?
Why? It's just clams, no?
might look like a Halloween dish, but not. It's a great local dish.
So how do they cook these things?
These guys are actually boiled, but you can't boil them for too long, or otherwise they'll open up and you'll lose all the flavor and the juice. So they're just boiled for a brief amount of time.
Okay.
And that way you can really keep all the flavor in there. Here you go.
Oh, wow, it does bleed a little bit.
A little bit.
Not that it tastes like it's raw, but you know what I mean? It tastes very much like it's just been brought up from the sea.
We come out here today to get the freshest of the fresh here in Haikou.
Wow.
I think these are also something that they're best when you catch them out in the wild.
哎，好，谢谢。
是我们的特色杀虫海白
What
虾。
is-
Remember?
Oh
we saw
my-
these. We saw these
Yeah, I
in the market.
remember,
Remember? And she's cleaning them out with that stick.
Oh my god.
Well, it kind of looks like in something you see in an alien movie,
It
right?
does. Oh, that's surprisingly.
Right.
That's actually that's kind of nice. It's chewy, but with a bit of bite to it. It's basically, what's that spaghetti? Is it rigatoni, the one with the hole in the middle?
Yeah.
So there's sandworms and there's clams in the bottom as well. Okay. We're eating tiny dune worms.
Exactly right. That's good.
They're not going to spit sand at me, are they?
老刘，老板，好久不见了，
好久不见。
好不见了。
特别好，这个环境，而且吃的也很新鲜。
哎，今天怎么没有那个富贵虾？
这几天可能天气也不好，这些村民不没出海，所以说没有捕捞到就没有啊，不是天天都有。
每天有什么吃？
哎，对了，
它是汤里面是怎么做的？因为汤水还是挺清淡的。
清，因为它一个是用那个小的海白，它本身杀虫里面的血的话呢，它要保留它的这个品质。一出来以后呢，要放在里面，再加上配合一小的这个海白，这个味道呢会更清甜。
对。
你慢慢吃啊，慢慢吃。
感谢。
好，先走啊，好，谢谢。
Eat up. You're not going to get these in Beijing.
Oh, no way.
Looks like the rain's lightening up. Here in a minute, we'll take you out on the boat.
Yeah.
You up for it?
The mangroves.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah. This is absolutely incredible. Never seen these up close. I mean, it's like tiny dragon blood trees.
And there's a lot going on underneath the boat as well. There's all sorts of species of fish that come into the mangroves to spawn. And also there's a lot of fish that come in here when the tide comes up to feed off all the nice tasty things on the mangroves.
Right, just like us, we're feeding off them.
Yeah, and then of course you have the birds that come here to spend the winters, and they have lots of tasty things to eat, the crabs, the crustaceans, all kinds of things.
So when the tide goes out, you see everything that's growing, like how much of a flourishing ecosystem this is, right?
And it's also just a very peaceful place to come.
Oh yeah, for sure. You've been all around China, and you know you've been to Southeast Asia as well. But how come you didn't decide to settle in a place like, I don't know, Thailand or Vietnam?
I came to Hainan because I thought, oh, okay, it's going to be like LA with the climate-wise. The greenery here is just so much more exotic. We have the rainforest, we have the mountain ranges, and everything's just so lush. And like we have mangroves, yeah. That's the thing. Over the past 12 years in Hainan, I've seen like so many amazing developments around the island with the free trade port. They're doing such a great job of harmonizing nature and the development. See what they're doing here, like these mangroves have expanded since the free trade port has been taking place. Every other week, you know, I'll discover they're building a new bridge, or there's a new high-speed rail line that's coming in, and just all these, you know, exciting and novel things that are happening.
And what's not to love about the food here? Going to the supermarket.
No, there's more than meets the eye here.
I'm going to have to trust you on that one.
You have no choice. There's 3 floors to this old dad tea, lava shop. It's the biggest here in Haikou. Each floor has over 200 tables.
Wow.
And then on top of that, they have 100 makeshift wooden tables they can pull out so when it gets really busy.
So literally thousands of people.
Thousands of people at one time.
Wow, this is insane. A lot of stuff.
This is delicious. 阿妹，来一份上面，来一个八菜肉丸，对，哦，那个香辣叶的啊，来一份啊。
These look pretty good.
Watch your step.
You got some chicken feet. You got some. We need to find a table.
There's some,
I worry that we might have over-ordered a little bit.
we are stimulating the local economy.
Gotta dig into this.
Dig in, don't be
try
shy.
this thing.
Yeah.
This is really nice, by the way. Shrimp, sweet corn, some kind of crispy thing
Coconut.
inside. Coconut again.
Coconut. 清喝茶.
That's
That was actually the first sentence in Chinese that I learned.
so. What's going on here? It's all white.
So the bottom has all that cream and the sugar and all that stuff. And then what you're gonna want to do, this is the tricky part, you know, because if you stir it too much, it's just gonna get really sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're gonna add more hot water to it later. You know, you can drink one or two times, you know, this cup.
You could literally nurse 1 cup of tea for the entire afternoon if you drink like this.
You can, and I often do. You'll see a lot of Minans. That's what's called old dad tea. They come here, you know, every day. The women here in Hainan have a very, very strong work ethic.
Right.
If you look around, like at the waitresses, and even when we're going shopping and stuff like that, the stalls all ran by mostly women. I think all of this, you know, has to do with the old fishing culture, where back in the day, the men here in Hainan, they were all going out to sea long lengths of time. And while they were out at sea, the women took on the full responsibility of the household, taking care of the children, you know, running the businesses, running the shops. So that kind of strong work ethic is stuck with the women here in Hainan. I mean, this is Haikou's largest labacha. You can throw a rock in any direction and you're going to hit another old dad tea spot. They're just everywhere. They're just such an intricate part of the lifestyle here, the community here. So
that's amazing.
They're everywhere.
Hands on.
Go for it.
All right.
Go for it.
Half.
Okay. Oh, there goes my diet.
Wow. Oh, and it's coconut inside, obviously. And this was spinach, you said.
Yeah, it's made from spinach, the outer bread.
We got some greens in. It's all right.
Yeah, vegetables. Getting your vegetables in today.
Yes. Oh, that's great. You know, I guess this tea house is a little bit like a metaphor for life in Haikou, in that, you know, even on a weekday, just take it easy. There's always time for tea, come rain or shine or typhoon. I think often we get caught up in the rat race a little bit, and we're always trying to rush forward to progress in our careers, to earn more money, and we don't realize that sometimes all we need to do is sort of calm down, slow down, wait a little bit, and all good things will come to you. You just gotta keep calm, drink tea, and eat coconuts, and everything will be great. You know, every time I came to Hainan, I always went straight down to the south. I never really stayed much in Haikou. But this time I've really discovered how charming the city is. From its narrow alleys and all of the hidden shops and restaurants inside, to all of the wonderful and exotic ways in which they cook and eat with coconuts here. And of course the mangroves too, those are incredible. But this place is not just a tourist destination, it's a fantastic place to work and live in, and you just really need to take the time to discover everything your way.